like the bass to go.
Okay. Lish.
I like the bass to
When I get dressed, I get dressed. When I get tested, I bring that lead. Don't want heat stickers in your chest. Maybe you should speak less. Say my name, I bring that pain. You ain't what you claim, so walk away. I'd rather party anyway. I like that saying. Okay. Peace, my people. What's up? It's your girl Lish 2 times. And today on Witness by Lish, we have a wonderful, beautiful entrepreneur, queen, beauty expert, all things in between. Jasmine, please introduce yourself to the people.
Hi guys, my name is Jasmine Gerald. I am the owner of Jasmine's Caribbean Cuisine and also Samir NYC on Restaurant Row in New York City.
Okay. And we cannot forget the fact that she is also a fabulous hairstylist, fabulous beauty industry guru.
Yes.
So I was saying how I met you through Cherry Martinez, you know, radio royalty. Big shout out to Cherry.
I love her.
Okay. She told me that she met you because you were doing her hair.
Yes.
And then you started opening restaurants.
Yes. So I was doing hair for a very long time. That's my love. That's my passion. I deal with people who have alopecia or hair loss issues. And I really and truly still do that. But also, too, during the pandemic, of course, everything shut down.
Yes, ma'am.
So I couldn't travel. I couldn't travel anymore. I was in New York, and an opportunity was presented to me. And the person was like, "Oh, you want to open up a restaurant?" And I was just like, I was like, "Are you crazy?" I was like, "Restaurant now?" I said, "Okay, you know what? Let me see the space. If my partner, my mom, wants to be a part of this."
Your mom is your partner?
No, my mom and my partner, my life partner.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
And he said, "You know what? Let's go check it out." So once we looked at the space, I fell in love immediately. I saw the vision. Within 3 months, Jasmine's was open.
What?
But at that time, I didn't have a liquor license. Of course, people weren't coming in. Of course, you had social distancing. And a girl came in and she was like, "Oh my God, I love this space." And she did a TikTok. And she did a TikTok and she said, "Come to this place, it's super fabulous, authentic Caribbean food, good vibes, good drinks." And people came in. And the community, of course, I'm in Hell's Kitchen, loved the food, and just by word of mouth, and just people just loving the food.
It is a very word of mouth type. Jasmine's restaurant is also called Jasmine's Restaurant, Caribbean Cuisine, and it is a very, like, if you know type of place. Because when Cherry, and I swear to beans, we were saying we were hungry, but we didn't care for the menu there. And she was like, "You know what? I got to take you back to the city. Let's go to my girl Jasmine's restaurant." She was already saying that. And
Yes.
because the food was so good and that's what she had a taste for. And she wanted to put me on because aside from Witness by Lish, I also had a show, Veggie Licious, where I was bringing a lot of influencers to restaurants and eating. So she was like, "You know what? You got to see my girl's spot." And it's Black owned. She knows I'm all about supporting not just Black women, but particularly Black women, because you already know we last fit.
Hello.
Okay?
Hello. You're so right.
So Jasmine's is opened. When I went in there, you know, it wasn't like, "Oh, pick whatever table you want." It was like do you want to sit at the bar or do you want, it was packed. It was, you know, it was a nice flow. It wasn't crowded where people had to stand, but the flow is beautiful.
Yes.
People got up so we did end up eating at the bar. That was my preference than the table we were going to be sat at, because I like the bar space when it's just one girlfriend, because then you do meet sometimes. There was a woman sitting to,
Exactly.
you know, you meet people, and it gave your restaurant gave a lot of the people who live in the neighborhood, and even though it's Caribbean cuisine, it was a lot of, you know, Caucasian guests.
Yes. So it's very multicultural. We have so many people that comes to the restaurant, whether word of mouth, they see us on social media, and just repetitive customers because they love the food. One thing about me is about consistency, not social, but also just service. Service, quality of food.
Service is good too.
Good
I'm
vibes.
big on service.
Good vibes. When people come in, they're like, wow, I was craving for this, and it tastes the same.
Sis, your menu, okay, so it was the first time in a while where I was so torn between what to order.
I know.
Because it's like, ugh.
Is
Oh
it the
my goodness.
escabeche? Is it the oxtail? Is it jazzy pasta?
In
Is it
fact,
veggie
it was for me, because, I don't eat meat, but for me, it was definitely the pasta I was considering.
Yes.
The veggie cook-up I was considering.
Yes.
Your menu is fabulous.
Yes. And what I love about the menu is the fact that you can do a jazzy pasta with shrimp and lobster, or you can do jazzy pasta with oxtails.
Yes.
So you can, and if you want escabeche, you can do that with pasta if you would like. Or you can have either jasmine rice, or you can have rice and peas. So it's just so many dynamics with the food. And then you can do a veggie. We have vegan lovers, for food for vegan lovers.
Oh, you do?
Yes. So we have vegan stew peas.
Mm-hmm.
We have the veggie cook-up, and then we have like fried cauliflower. We have veggie empanadas.
Oh, you're gonna have to send us some pictures so that I can, add it to the mix of this.
Exactly.
Or maybe I'm gonna have to come shoot an episode of Lish there, because I feel like I did not get the full experience, although I did. I sat at the bar. Your bartender was fabulous. He took good care of us, and I think Cherry said that was your partner that was there who opened the door for us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So he opened the door for us. The food came in a short amount of time. I can't remember. Oh, you had sorrel on the menu.
Yes.
That's what I had, and I
Yes.
love me some good hibiscus or bissap or whatever.
Yeah, in Senegal they call it bisap.
Bissap,
And we
yeah.
call it, it's the same thing, it's hibiscus juice.
Where are you from?
I'm from the Virgin Islands.
Where?
St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
U.S., yes. My
US
mom is
Virgin
from Dominica,
Islands.
my father is from Antigua.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm a Caribbean girl all the way.
All around.
All around.
Interesting. Do you feel like the different Caribbean islands have a very different culture from one another?
I think that we all are the same. I think the preparations of food is different. Like you'll have someone who's Trinidadian cook curry different
Very.
than someone from Jamaica. So I have chefs that are...
The rotis are different for me. That's what I noticed.
Exactly. So when people come to Jasmine, sometimes they think it's a Jamaican restaurant, but it's not. It's a Caribbean restaurant because foods are made by different people. And we also have empanadas as well.
Yeah,
so
I
we
saw
have
that.
the oxtail, we have the curry goat, we have, our lobster supreme, we have...
Quick question though, is the empanadas, is that a thing that happened that's native to Dominica as well?
Well,
Or is that-
definitely, because of course you have, from Latin countries that have empanadas.
I don't know a lot about Dominica. I've never been there.
Yeah,
I've been throughout the Caribbean,
in the
but not
Caribbean,
there.
they make patties. So you
Yeah.
make it with the dough, and you can fill it with what we fill it with is with curry shrimp or curry chicken, and the vegetables are stewed in like a brown sauce, and then we put it into the patty, and then we fry it. So we make our own patties at the restaurant. In-house patties.
Fresh.
Some people's like, do you have beef patties? I'm just like, no, we make everything fresh. So when you come, it's like everything is fresh.
Yeah.
Everything is cooked at the time you walked in.
Okay. So what really got me was, do you still do hair?
Yes.
So you still do hair, and that's how you know it's a true passion. Because when you have money working for you that doesn't require you to physically be there all the time,
Yes.
it becomes very hard to sell your time, put a price on your time.
Yes.
And then you went from just owning Jasmine's, and then Cherry told me you opened up another restaurant across the street.
Yes, Samir. And that is Caribbean food with a French fusion.
Ooh, like Senegalese restaurant.
Yes, so it's very speakeasy vibe. I have a garden in the back. So we have entertainment on Thursdays. We have live entertainment. So we'll have a jazz singer. We have someone who will do like more like Broadway tunes, or we'll have someone that will just do reggae music, or we'll have, and Fridays we have R&B's. R&B night. So if you want to come in and vibe out to like some 90s, um, just come and just
feel
get
good
some
music,
feel
some
good,
SWV,
exactly,
Usher.
That's the night to come on a Friday night. But it's like really, really sexy, date night. The bar is super sexy. The drinks are great. Very different from Jasmine. Jasmine is like family, bright, lights. We have entertainment there too. On Thursdays, we have a guy that plays steel pan. So like, steel pan is like a drum that you can play music to, and you just make sound with it. Super, super fun. I mean, the guy that plays steel pan, Freddie, amazing. Super, super talented. And on Saturday, we have a DJ, Jasmine. So Saturday, you got to make reservations because it is packed.
Yeah.
People come there to party. People are getting up.
It's like
dance,
a vibe.
It's a vibe.
What are the hours?
On Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday, we open at 4. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we close at 10:30. And on Friday and Saturday, we close at 11:30. And Sunday, we close at 10:30. So the weekends.
Do you have brunches on the weekend?
I mean, if you come in on Sunday, we'll have a special. We'll have like ackee, saltfish, and dumpling.
Girl.
Yes, so we... You so funny.
Girl.
So we'll have like ackee and saltfish, or we'll have a roti. It's like whatever.
So that's what I ordered.
Okay.
I love ackee. And
yes,
you can't get ackee at a lot of Caribbean, no matter what their island is. You cannot get it because they consider that a breakfast thing.
Yes.
And a lot of the restaurants that open for breakfast, they open, but they only have a small amount.
Exactly.
It runs out.
Exactly.
And that's it for the ackee.
No, we have it all as soon as we open until we close. We have ackee.
Where do you buy ackee from?
I mean,
here
we
in the
have
US?
someone that we purchase it from. I mean, the ackee and the callaloo for us is like very, very hard to get because we like a certain type of texture, the quality. So it's based on that. I mean, you can get ackee anywhere, but for me, like I said, it's all about authentic food, you know, and making sure you have the texture. Because sometimes ackee could be a little watery. I like it where it's nice and thick. Where, some people say consider it looks like scrambled egg or like...
It does.
Exactly, but it's an acquired
But it's way
taste.
better. It's way better than any... As a person who moved away from like certain diets, I think ackee is a great substitute for eggs in the morning.
Yes.
And it's so much healthier for you.
Yes, it's super delicious. It's one of my favorite. But we have so many different things, Sometimes at Samir we have brunch parties, but we haven't been doing brunch parties there. But
I gotta do an event there. That's it.
You need to.
I'm gonna have to do an event there. That's it. That's all. Done. That's it.
I would
I
love
do
to
events all the
have
time,
you.
so we're gonna make it happen. So, Backskews, they asked if you wanted to open up a restaurant mid-pandemic. Were you already like a cook or?
Well,
something?
I grew up in a restaurant business. My mom ran a French restaurant in the Virgin Islands in St. Thomas. So I grew up in the industry. Was I ever thinking about being a restaurateur? No. I love to entertain, and I love good food. I've traveled all around the world, and I have a really good taste for food. And I can cook. I cook when I want to. It was plenty of times I had to jump behind the fire at the restaurant and cook with my mom. So I do know how to cook. I'm telling you, you have to do what you got to do. But at that moment, when it was presented to me, it's like whatever I do, I walk in faith and not fear. Like when I say I'm going to do it, I do it. So as soon as I saw this space, I was like, you know what? I see the vision. When I was doing the colors, when I was doing everything, they were like, what is this? What is this? It doesn't look good. And I'm just like, trust me. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. And I believed. And so many people believed in me. Like I said, Times Square, Hell's Kitchen, the community, the area, people just kept on coming. And I just have like loyal customers and people who love the food, like love the food and believed in me. And that's how Jasmine, 5 years now. And now I'm able to open Samir. That's 1 year.
Yeah.
I'm super grateful. I'm so thankful.
And Because it sounds like to me you've always been an entrepreneur. It doesn't seem like
Yes.
you've been like the employee type.
No, I've never
So
been.
how did you make that decision that you were gonna live your life as an entrepreneur, and how did you like survive? Because I understand that there's times where that dries up.
No, it's
No?
just faith. I just believe. You know, my life has never been a situation of, like you said, that 9 to 5 and that check, right? But once you're good at what you do, and you have a team of people that helps you, because like I said, none of this can happen without my team, right? And if for me, no question is too big or small. If I don't know something, I ask a question. And if I do need help, I get the people that can help me do what I need to get done. And that's how I've always been. I've always been that type of person. And once I know how to do it, okay, I teach others and I uplift people in my business. I've helped a lot of people just in their goals and what they want, you know, because it's just not about me. It's about, that's what I do in my business. It's about helping others. Whatever I do it with love.
I love looking at your face. Your makeup is so well done.
Thank you.
The ombre of your lips, the way you lined, the light brushing of your brows.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
your
you.
foundation is skinning. I would take beauty advice from you.
Thank you.
I would.
You're so
And
sweet.
you
Oh,
know,
you're so sweet.
and that brings me to like a very important question. Like, what are you wearing?
Well, everything I have on is Zara right now. Everything I have on is Zara. Super comfortable. I was going to wear something bright because I love bright colors. But because of the weather, I was
The
like,
weather
you know
was
what? And it's a
giving
bit chilly
no.
outside. I was like, you know what? Let me just draw on something, you know, sexy, cute, relaxed.
Okay, because we see you got the blazer action going on with the pocket. Okay. I'm
course.
seeing some Chanel earrings. And the thing about it is, I tell people this all the time, like, people get a big old, I don't know, a lot of pushback for wearing like costume jewelry and stuff like that. But I say all the time, like Givenchy and all these people make costume jewelry, and it is fabulous.
Exactly.
It's good quality costume jewelry. You don't always have to spend a gazillion dollars on
Exactly.
diamonds and 24 karat gold. Have the gold, invest in gold if you can, but you just look fabulous. Fabulous.
Thank you.
Tell me about your necklace, the big old J.
Oh, well, my partner, my love, Lloyd, you know, he's the one that bought me this. Actually, I was in Amsterdam and I found a fake necklace like this. And he actually took it to his jeweler and had it made for me.
Period.
So I wear it all the time.
Because girls and gifts go together. They both start with the G.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're so funny. No, and I loved it. And he surprised me. He took it to his jeweler and he was like, "Can you replicate it?" And he made it a real one for me.
I know that's right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I know that's right. So speaking of partners, I tend to get in this conversation with a lot of ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Do you consider a guy baking soda if you meet him and he wants to go 50-50?
I don't.
Like when I say 50-50, okay, let's clarify it. So I have the song, it's called Baking Soda. Mm-hmm. And people are like, what does that even mean? Mm-hmm. Because, there was a time where people would use baking soda to like dilute
Exactly.
a lot of things, right? But people think they're so dope, but you get close to them and you realize like they're just as baking soda as they come.
Okay, I understand.
So when it comes to guys, if a man is like, first date, all right, let's split the check. We going on vacation. You book your flight, I book my flight, and we pay half on a hotel. Or maybe not. Maybe book your own flight and I'll take care of the hotel. Like, how do you view circumstances like that?
Well, I've never been in a situation like that before. So, I don't know. Well, I've never been in a situation like that before. But for me, I'm generous. So if I want to go somewhere and my partner wants to go, I don't have a problem paying for a flight and taking my partner because he's very generous to me as well.
But that's someone that
Yeah.
you're talking about where you are in a relationship now, right?
But that has never happened to me though. Like
Yeah.
I've never been in a situation where someone you pay your half, you pay. It's always someone always taking me somewhere.
yeah, allowing you to rest in your beautiful femininity.
Yeah, so I can't answer that question. I can just know about what I do, and I feel that in relationship is about give and take, right? And if you do have a partner, it's about lifting them up and being there. I mean, my partner, we do everything together. So he's very supportive of what I do, and I'm very supportive. If it's something I want to do, I just book it. I say, okay, this is where we're gonna go. If he wants to do it, he was like, okay, here's the card. You just book it. So I've never been in a situation where someone approached me and said, hey, or asked me out on a date and said, oh, we're gonna go half.
Or when you get there.
No, not when you get there.
Yeah.
No.
But I think that that's a conversation that's going on a lot.
Yeah.
Especially amongst like millennials and below.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people who are old school will say like, absolutely not. Or women who are like very successful sometimes, they get to a point where, especially when they come from humble beginnings. When I say humble beginnings, I mean like from the hood. Because they tend to, even though their bank account gets bigger, for some reason they tend to still date where they started.
Understood.
If that makes sense.
Understood.
And I just always wonder, like, when a woman gets to your caliber, how does the dating pool change for you? You're in a relationship, so you can't really answer that question.
But I can relate in ways because, of course, I do hair, and I still do hair, and I'm around so many women. And once you get to that caliber where you're successful and now you're dating, it's very hard. Because in this day and age, people are just like, oh, we're going to go on a date. Well, are you going to pay? Am I going to pay? It's never a situation like back in the day where you know somebody's taking you on a date, they're going to treat you. You know, now it's like, it's very complicated. And I feel like now they say, you know, they put that stuff out on the table. Or when they go out, they just pay for their food. It's very hard for dating right now for women who are successful.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think what I've seen is that it's hard for black women who are successful who only date black men.
No, because I don't think so. I think it's all. I think
Or
it's
should
all
I say
around.
black men in their environment? Like, I'm a firm believer of traveling and going to different spaces. Go to DC, go to France.
Yeah.
You know, go to, I don't know.
I think it's also about how you're raised. Because I have a son that's 26. So, and he's dating.
What? You have a son that old?
Yes, and he's 26, but he's very generous. So he takes care of his girlfriend. Like, you know, so, you know, she doesn't have to worry.
But he also sees how you're being taken care of. So you've
Exactly.
also set a certain standard.
So I feel that it's also your upbringing as well. And is what someone allow you to do. Because nobody could do anything to you. It's about what you want. If you're allowing a person to tell you 50-50 and you're not demanding for much more than that, that's what you're going to get. You know, I think it's all about women need to be more vocal. I think that now younger people are just going with the whole dating and the casual. No one is taking the casualness of everything. No one is being serious. It's all about, oh, we just dating or, you know, you do you. We're just having fun or whoever. We're just hooking up and it's no
accountability.
It's not even accountability. It's just like I don't want to have no commitment because I still want to do what I want to do. It's just like there's so much like, you know, are they missing out? Or I still want to be out there. I don't know. It's a very different time right now.
It's a facade of options.
Yes.
It's absolutely a facade of options that really, in truth, don't exist, because when you find someone that is good, that has a lot of good characteristics, that is trustworthy, you know, there was a time period where a person would settle and say, I'm going to snatch that person up. Now, the facade of there being a plethora of options, I think, has people feeling like they can treat individuals like they're disposable, and that goes for relationships and friendships.
For me, I think people need to be honest and transparent. And I think that's the thing. People are afraid of just being honest. I think people are walking around being so superficial and so in the hype of what they think people, or what people perceive them to be, you know? And I always tell my children, I said, you know, never look at what somebody have, because you never know what they had to do to get to where they are right now. I'm telling you, it's just like this facade out there.
And I tell people that everyone's paycheck to paycheck is different. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you a little example. In my life, I used to tell people, like, stop acting like I'm rich. Y'all cut them, like, I have 62 acres in Texas, big house, property, whatever. I'm like, yeah, but it's like paying 3 mortgages for that property. And, you know, every time I turn around, like, there's something. So
Yes.
everyone's paycheck to paycheck is different, but
Exactly.
we're still barely making it happen, you know? So I definitely agree.
I think that for me, it's like, what is your purpose, right? For me, my purpose in life, you know, I'm all about service and I'm all about love. And whatever I do is to help people, to elevate them, to take them to the next level. Because my ultimate goal is for me to build a legacy I have built a legacy for my children, but to
Yes.
continue to be able to have these businesses running, but then also to be able to be a philanthropist, to be able to go and serve and help people in need and give back to people. That's my purpose. I feel that I was born I was born to be this. This is my destiny.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't know what their purpose is.
Yeah.
They don't know what their purpose is, you know.
How did
So-
you find that was your purpose? Like, what were the signs? What guided you that way?
I've always been very kind and generous in my life, but I felt as I go through my own growth and my personal journey, I just know what I want to do and what gives me fulfillment in my life. You know,
What was your upbringing like?
oh, my upbringing was lovely. You know, I definitely got my entrepreneurness from my grandmother. You know,
Okay.
It was so funny. I was at an event and a guy was talking about, oh, you know, you can make millions out of mud, right? And people started laughing. They was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I was quiet because someone brought me to this event, and I said, well, you actually can make a lot of money, because my grandmother was a potter. My grandmother was the best potter in her village. And
They used the mud.
And she, every day, used to go get mud, and she used to make beautiful vases, beautiful pots for tourists. And she took care of her 7 kids and bought them all land, and they're all doing very well out of mud. So what I'm saying to this is, whatever you choose to do in life, you do it to your best ability, and you always do it the right way. Because you never know from that mud what you can become. And that's how I learned from my grandmother. I used to go there, visit her every summer, and she taught me. She sold pots, she sold gold, she sold ice cream, she sold everything. And she did it with a smile on her face. And she got up every morning. And that's the thing. It's just valuing life. People say, Jasmine, how do you do this all? How do you do this and you still do hair? I do hair because it's my creative part, you know, and I choose to do hair to whomever I want to. And it's like, how could you run the restaurants? Because I have a balanced life. And like I said, I have people who help me and people who I can rely on.
How did you get people around you to want to help you and to become reliable?
Because what you put out there is what you get back. And I'm a good person. I'm kind. If you call me and you ask me to do something, I'm there. So it's reciprocated. You know, when you do the right thing in life, it comes back to you. And if it's new people I don't know, it's based on what I need from them at the moment. You know, I've been extremely blessed, and I always say I'm so thankful and grateful because God has blessed me with some amazing people. And that's why I continue to do his work. And I continue to stay humble and appreciative.
Tell me about your spirituality. Like, you speak of God a lot.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself a Christian?
I am Christian.
Okay.
Yes, I am. It's just my faith. I grew up, believing, and that has worked for me. Everybody's religion is different. It kept me strong. It kept me sane throughout crazy things in my life. But I'm a strong believer. And, like I said, everybody's journey is everybody's journey, But for me, I know that I'm blessed and favored.
So what is one of the hardest obstacles you've had to overcome when you opened Jasmine? Was there ever a point that you thought you may have had to close her down?
No.
Never.
I've never had, but what obstacle that I've had is because of being in the restaurant business is more predominantly male. It's just like when I walk in the doors, it's like this is the first thing that they see, right? So they don't look at me serious. And plus I'm new at it. So it's always like, or dealing with purveyors and it's a male dominant. So it's like I had to become, as you can see, I'm very soft-spoken, but I had to be very hard with them. And I had to not prove a point, but let them know, don't mess with me, And I feel if it was other men coming into it, it wouldn't be so difficult.
I agree.
I felt that was hard for me, where the blatant disrespect, the blatant talking to them and ignoring me, the blatant trying to charge me more than they would charge other people. Of course, being a black woman in the business, and there's so few of us. So those were my challenges. But as far as Jasmine's closing down, I mean, of course, we had our moments where we opened up for a month and then they shut us down. There was like, at that point, it was like, oh, no one could serve food at that time. So we had to do food delivery. Didn't know anything about it. But I believed. I just believed. Some people say just believe. I mean, believe with action.
I would say faith without works is dead.
Exactly.
Faith without works is dead.
Exactly.
That is what that good old book
Exactly.
says. So you can't be one who prays and do nothing.
Exactly. With actions. Definitely. Perseverance.
So every day when you wake up, you already know what you're doing that day.
Yeah.
You have a
An
plan.
organization. I'm very organized. I'm very, very organized. And that's what keeps me balanced, knowing what I need to do and just having an amazing team of people that's super, super helpful and understand who I am. And we all have the same type of characteristics, very calm,
Yeah.
very understanding,
Yeah.
have the same vision. And I think that's important. Having people that believe in what you're doing. And once they believe in what you're doing and they love the food and they love, is nothing better than that.
Right.
Because they put 100% into it.
I like that. So what would be a message that you would say to the you of 2 decades ago, a younger version of yourself? Is there something that you think of or a time in your life where you needed the you now to help that girl, that little girl, give her any kind of encouragement, positive words? Or do you really, truly believe that,
No, I think, I've definitely grown in so many ways. I probably would have said that your journey is not for everyone. Meaning that the people that you think are for you is not for you. And don't be upset if they are not on a journey with you. It's very deep.
It is deep because sometimes we do try our best. We kick, we scratch, we scream to hold on to certain things that really isn't supposed to go with us to the next level.
Exactly. until something just say bam,
And you have no choice.
and you have no choice. And that's when it hurts, because you really, really believe in those people, and you really believe that they care, but then they don't.
What do you think is next for you? Like, you don't seem like the kind of woman that is complacent with, oh, I have 2 restaurants now and I do hair and skincare. I feel like there's always going to be more for you.
I definitely gonna expand doing other restaurants. I definitely want to do something in the beauty business, probably, maybe something in skincare. That's one like my passions, and definitely want to do something in agriculture. I have so many different things. Maybe probably open some schools. I have like a lot of things that I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, definitely
Would you
employ
open up a
people.
school back home or?
Yeah, definitely in the Caribbean. That's like where I want to, and maybe a little clinic.
Your way of giving back
Yeah, definitely.
for the land
in
that
my
made
mom's
you.
in my mom's village. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
So what's the name of her village?
My mom is from Dominica, and her village is Marigot Bay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it a destination place because
You
I've
should.
never been to Dominica before, and I've been throughout the Caribbean. I go
Yeah.
on cruises every April with my family.
Yeah,
So definitely got to make that.
yeah.
That
That's something
trip.
that I really, really want to do.
So how does politics affect your line of work right now? Like the business sector, you're moving into new tax brackets, which. Not saying that you have to say who you care to vote for, if you even care to vote. Are you a citizen?
Yes,
Right. So
I'm definitely voting. I'm a Democrat.
Okay. Straight up Democrat?
Straight Democrat.
Okay.
Straight Democrat.
What makes that something that you say you hold close to you versus the other party?
I mean, I really don't like talking about politics, but what I can say
It's just so popular because it's an election year right now.
Yeah, and I feel that seeing the craziness that's out there, I am definitely not voting for the other party at all. I have a child. There's so many different reasons why I will not vote for the other party right now. And I will just keep it at that.
Okay.
I'll keep it at that, because that's something that's very upsetting to me in so
Really?
many ways. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, because I think that a lot of people, but I can't say a lot of people, I feel like we need to educate ourselves and be more aware of what's going on. And I feel like a lot of people are talking. For me, it's about action. If you want change, you go out there and make a change. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of people just sit there and judge and see what people are posting and not actually there in the forefront, bringing people to the polls, calling people, understanding exactly what's going on. For me, I'm involved.
Yeah.
I'm involved. I've been one that pick up the phone, call people. I'm one that I will drive someone to the polls.
I was actually mad
Yeah.
because the polling site was the next building from my house. They rezoned me to have to walk across the, and they were like, yeah, they do that to make it harder for you guys.
What-
They do any and everything to make it inconvenient. And I'm like, who do I need to call?
Well, this is the thing. But see, this is what I'm saying to you. It's about awareness, and it's about knowing what's going on. And then that's what I would like to say. I'm not going to say for you to be Republican or Democrat. I choose the party in which I feel that's for me, but I feel that you need to understand what's going on out there and make the right choice.
Yeah. I always tell people that we are often distracted by the presidential election, but we do not spend enough time looking at who's going up in the areas that really affect us directly. And that is one of the things that I feel like I want to start studying a lot more, because those are the policies, those are the, wherever you live, you want to know who the city councilman
Congress.
the mayors, the governors, who's in
Exactly.
Senate, the judges that are being elected. These are the places that, you know, you can really make a lot of change. And I
Exactly.
think that as a person who does business in New York City, who has
Yes.
restaurants and things along that line, like politics directly affect you
Yes.
versus somebody who has a 9 to 5 and can depend on a salary.
Yes. I mean, it's all by choice, right? I mean, you have people that don't want to pay certain taxes and they want to be able to keep majority of their money. As them, for me, it's about people's rights. It's about
Humanity.
exactly.
Or in the words of Vice President Harris, she always says, it's not about equality, it's about equity. What is the thing? There's this thing going viral right now where she's pretty much saying, I think I might have retweeted it. Hold on. She said, and Elon Musk was like accusing her of being a communist because of it. But she said something along the lines of, it's not about equality, it's about, I want to say,
I didn't see the quote, so I can't say
dang.
it.
I cannot even remember it, but it's okay. It's fine. Maybe I needed to go to Elon Musk Twitter page, X page, excuse me.
Yeah,
But-
this is like I said, it's all about educating yourself, being involved. If you want to make a change, go out there and make the change. Don't just talk about it, do something about it. And if all of
100%.
us just took one moment and did something good or positive, or take someone or educate someone about the polling, like I said, just take little things to make this world a better place.
That's a fact. So before I let you go, give one piece of advice to a Black girl that may be watching this who is trying to start their entrepreneurship journey and they want to just get started because they have the idea, whether it's a restaurant, a beauty brand, cosmetology, a salon, whatever. What would you say to that girl?
I would say do what you love to do. If you want to do hair, if you want to be a restaurateur, if this is what you want to do, pursue it, but also study. Know exactly what your niche is going to be. Are you going to be a colorist? If you're going to be a colorist, study about color. Find about different textures of hair. If you want to be a restaurateur, what type of restaurant you want to be. First of all, also to how to run a restaurant. You know, people think that it's so easy. You know, just learn about what you want to do before you jump into it. And also to ask questions. If you want to do it, go do an internship. That's like the key. Like we all say we want to do things, we have these things in our mind. Do an internship. A friend of a family member, if they have a salon, go in the salon, see if that's something you want to do. You know, just don't have these dreams. Like really take the initiative to go out there and do an intern and see if that's something you like. And if you like, the same people that's doing you're doing the internship for, they will help you. They will help you.
Yeah.
You know, or you can go to school and you can get information on it. You can go to college for it. I mean, it's so many different ways. But the key thing, if you're going into it, believe. If you fail, pick yourself back up. It's okay. You know, everyone is like the fear of not doing it, the fear of...
The fear of flying is what I like to say.
Yeah.
The fear of flying.
Yeah, the fear of disappointment, right? Disappointing your family.
But you're going to be disappointed if you don't go for it too.
But the thing about it is, it's not about them. It's about you. And it's about what you want. And always remember that. You can't please everybody. It's about you.
In your life.
Exactly.
And those few circles around the sun that we have.
Exactly. Like I always said, life is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone.
Yeah.
And you have to live your life.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
So please tell the people where they can find you. How can they, you know, if they want to follow you, let them know.
Okay, well, Jasmine Caribbean Cuisine. .com, or you can do Jasmine Caribbean Cuisine on IG, or you can do Samir NYC on IG or SamirNYC.com.
Okay.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we had the beautiful Jasmine here today, looking dapper.
Thank
okay,
you.
no Dan. I am going to leave you as I have come before you in the greetings of peace. But before I do that, listen, you are only good as your last outfit. So make it a good one. Okay? Peace.